There is no such thing as priceless. Hello, this is Carma Spence, the Own Your Awesome in Business and Life Coach, and I'm here with my 8th installment in the Pay Me What I'm Worth journey. Now today we're exploring chapter 7, which is titled Pricing the Priceless. And you can get a taste for what this chapter is about by going to bit.ly.com/payspence. Scroll down to about halfway through the page and you'll see there's audio. There's links to different parts of the chapters. Go to chapter 7 to hear Soul's 30-minute exploration of this book. It's all free. And now I'd like to give you my reaction to this chapter. And I both skimmed through the chapter, I've read the chapter, I've skimmed through it again, and I've listened to the audio. And there are lots of really interesting golden nuggets that I could be reacting to. But what I've decided to focus on for this short video is the concept that we pay for everything. There is no such thing as priceless. Everything you receive, you paid for in some way. Sometimes you paid for it in something obvious like money or time or maybe even physical labor. But there are other costs involved with things that we've received as well. And let me go through each of these as in a little bit more of an example. So, physical payments. I go to the grocery store. I give them money in exchange for groceries. I help a friend move. I give them my muscles and my time, and they pay me with, maybe some soda pop and pizza, or just a big old hug and a thank you. I give my time to charity, and I receive in return this nice, warm, glowy, warm, fuzzy feeling. All of these things, I exchanged something that was quantifiable in the real world to receive something. Money, time, labor. But there are other costs. There are emotional costs for things. So, for example, when I was married, I would often avoid a fight by holding my tongue. And I paid for that in unresolved anger. Or perhaps maybe you are presented with an array of food at the dinner table, and you take just a little bit more than your fair share. Do you pay with guilt? These are emotional costs. And the thing with emotional costs that makes them so insidious is that they feel like they're small prices to pay in the moment, and yet they have such heavy costs later. When you withhold anger or you experience guilt for long periods of time, you can pay for them with ulcers, heart attacks, thinning and graying hair. There are payments that you make that are often worth far more than what you received in value. And that leads me to the third type of payment, the payment that so many of us make without even thinking of it, and yet it is the most costly payment, and that is a spiritual payment. There was something that Soul said at one point in the audio where he said, when the dream dies, so does the dreamer. And then he went on to suggest that not only the dreamer pays for that dead dream, but all the people who would have benefited from that dream as well. And it made me think of a dream of my own that it's not dead, but it certainly has been in a coma for a long time. And that is my passion for my fiction writing. When I first met my husband, I was in the zone. I was writing short stories. I was submitting them. I had big plans for my novels and my short stories and my poetry. But after a while, his little chatter about, that's not making any money. Why you're spending so much time doing that? Why aren't you blah, 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 blah. Because the time I was putting into this thing I enjoyed so much wasn't having a return on investment that he felt was valuable. To avoid fighting, I gave up writing. And to this day, even though the stories are still going on in my head, I have characters that have been with me for decades who are like, will you tell my story already? And yet I haven't, because I still haven't purged myself of that little chatter that he put into my head. I've paid for the near death of this dream. I haven't felt that excitement in a very long time that I felt when I was in the zone creating a story. But, as Soul suggests, how many people have missed out on the entertainment value of my stories, of my clever turns of phrase, because I have not been writing, because I gave up on that dream at least a little bit. And I ask you, what prices are you paying that you aren't even paying attention to? Answer this. Is anything truly priceless? Is anything truly without cost? The October group of Pay Me What I'm Worth is now closed, but I'm still accepting applications for you to come and join me and Soul in a group starting in October. To learn more, go to bit.ly.com/payspence.